everyone. Welcome to Story Lords, which is your prompt-based fiction podcast with 2 prompts, 3 stories, and infinite laughter. Hope you're all alright. Yeah, I'm Rich Masters, and with me as always is Jeff Pennington.
Hey everybody.
And Josh Henderson, aka the bitch.
Oh, damn.
One of us has had 6 beers today.
We'll leave it as a mystery for you to figure that out.
Which one was it?
It was me.
God damn it.
He ruined the mystery. No one will be able to tell
yeah.
until then.
3-second mysteries with Rich Masters. It was me. Today on Story Lords, we're reading stories, which we always do.
No way.
Rich, do you want one of us to do the intro to the show?
No, I love it. It's good. It's my best ever one.
Let him dig up, stupid.
So, our prompts this week were religious artifacts and prisons. I thought it was towers, and I got confused halfway through writing my story.
Why? Don't you
What's
write
with you
these
and
things
towers?
down?
No, I do the wheel and then forget that I haven't written them down, and then I close the wheel and then just check in with you guys in about a week. That's what I normally do.
I just imagine Rich looks out and it's like dreary England's like fucking rain, and the Tower of London just is out there, just lightning cracks, and he's like, "Must be towers again."
Damn, that's how fucking small England is compared to America. You could look out the window and butt fuck nowhere and see the Tower of London.
You could be in Scotland and see the Tower of London.
Well, that's how the Princesses and Disasters thing happened, when I looked over and saw my vintage copy of the newspaper from when Princess Diana died.
That covered both.
He's got it fucking framed on the wall right next to his head where he sits all the time.
You know, I thought you were going to say, I looked over and saw my wife, and I was going to be like, oh, that's nice.
No.
You're going to call your wife a princess.
And a disaster.
Yeah, that would have been bad. That's our marriage. Princesses and Disaster.
Wow.
So, my episode, I'm reading first this week, which is probably for the best.
He's going to be asleep by the end of this podcast.
No, it's too hot
he
to
ain't
sleep
making
here.
it.
It's like 30 degrees. So,
What's that, like 75 degrees?
it's your mum.
Damn.
My episode.
So, insane?
So, yeah. Abandonment.
My episode this week is called Converter. I hardly crushed her beneath the disgusting reality of religious oppression to her. I did not.
Like a 10 out of 10 story so far.
I can't tell if he just made that up or not. I can't.
I did realise I hadn't done a title and then just did one a minute ago. So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Perfect.
Yeah, we
That's
could
why
tell.
it's so good.
Yep.
Right, I'll start now, okay?
Okay. Start now.
The wind cut across the yard, finding every gap in clothing, every weakness in morale, every crevice of the compound that no man dared to explore, aka your mother's compound, or as I've heard it described by the meth addicts down the street, her clam chow down.
Oh!
Probably rots their teeth worse than their meth, to be honest.
Oh my god, I don't like this story.
Holy shit.
Valen Reed.
I'm so turned on.
Valen Reed stood at the intake yard gate with his hands in his pockets, watching the biggest event of the week. The transport skimmer had not even fully settled before the doors began to open. A hiss of hydraulics and a clunk of locking mechanisms, and then the first wave of deserters from the front line stepped down into the colony with as much enthusiasm as I have for movies with the subtle, nuanced protagonism of Chris Pratt.
Eat shit, Pratt.
He's a
One
listener.
He is.
Mamma mia.
One of the soldiers, a young man who looked like he was barely out of thumb-sucking, and not in a sexual way, you heathens, hesitated at the bottom of the ramp.
What?
You've seen it. I'll show you.
The hesitancy marked him as an ally, and Valen moved swiftly towards him. "You not even going to let the poor kid get some breakfast?" Mira said behind him. "The boy deserves something in his belly before you recruit him." "I get to him first, or it will likely be a shiv in his belly," Valen muttered.
Whoa.
Behind them, the colony sprawled in its usual arrangement of functional misery, barracks, razor wire fencing, floodlights that never quite managed to reach the darkest corners. Beyond that, the white wasteland stretched out in all directions, like Josh's Lord story Google Doc until the night before recording.
I use WordPad, so
Must be a different Josh.
The new boy moved towards the main building. His hair had been shaved down to regulation stubble, but unevenly, as if his barber was Mr. Magoo. His eyes kept moving.
What a fucking reference in the year 2026.
that's just in there. That's just there. Yeah.
His eyes kept moving, trying to read everything at once and failing in all directions simultaneously. You know, before I move on, originally that joke was Matt Murdock, and then I realised he'd be able to cut your hair pretty well because of the sensors.
He would know. Yeah.
He would radar
he's
sense your
stylish.
hair somehow.
He's really stylish, too.
Yeah, bastard. Behind them, the rest of the arrivals were being herded into lines. Guards moved among them with the apathy of people who had long since stopped caring about their charges. The kid noticed Valen approaching and immediately did what all new arrivals did, tried to look tougher than he felt. Shoulders back, jaw clenched, but instead of tough, he looked like a toddler straining out a shit.
Right what you know, right?
Yep.
Tough.
Valen stopped in front of him. Calm down, kid. You're going to give yourself a hemorrhoid. I'm General Valen Reed. The kid stood to attention and saluted. Corporal Joran Pike, sir. No need for the sirs. Just Valen will do in here. Valen nodded towards the compound. Welcome to the Northern Reconciliation Colony, where the food's terrible, the weather's worse, and if you survive 6 months, they make things really bad for you by feeding you to the frozen wastelands. Joran frowned. What? You'll understand soon enough. A pair of guards shoved...
In 6 months, apparently.
A pair of guards shoved past carrying shock batons and all the warmth of a rectal exam from Freddy Krueger. One of them shoulder-checked Joran. I mean, they're all pretty much terrible, so... One of them shoulder...
How many rectal exams have you gotten that you can, like, compare and contrast?
At least...
A lot.
Yeah, at
that's
least,
true.
like, 10 or 20, yeah. Between 10 and 20, yeah.
Not because he needs them, he just really
I
likes
really like them, yeah. I tend to
you
get
want a good relationship with you and your doctor, you're going to start getting them too.
Yeah. Go see your doctor about the rich rectal exam special.
quote
3 fingers.
quote brown rich for 5% off. Oh man, where was I? Move with purpose, the guard snapped. Joran opened his mouth and Valen stepped in. Head into morning service now, boss. Valen pushed him towards the main building and rejoined Mira. This is Lieutenant Mira Talon. After nods were exchanged, Valen turned back to the kid. What's the last thing you remember? Running from the front lines on Genif Beach after they bombed the shit out of us. Then a court-martial where I got a chance to say my name and tag number, and that was it. And then some big guy on the transport called Rudy was stroking my hair and telling me I was pretty.
Already? Just on the transport?
Yeah, I get in early.
Start you early, man. Yeah.
I don't know Rudy, but I can tell he has poor taste, Mira muttered.
Oh, fuck. Unnecessary violence.
Getting it from both ways.
So what is this place? Joran asked. Somewhere we can reconnect with faith, rediscover duty, and return to the war spiritually renewed. Joran glanced sideways. Does that work? Valen shrugged. Depends on how much of your soul they can remove without killing you. That's why I'm planning to get us out when the time's right, if you're interested. They passed the labour yard where inmates hauled crates between storage blocks under guard supervision. One inmate slipped on the ice. A guard immediately jabbed at the man with a stun stick. Careful, Hanar. It takes at least 4 broken ribs to get you out of labour. Joran lowered his voice. Anything to get out of Camp Compassion. Are the guards always this friendly? Only when they're trying to impress the priests, Mira replied. You arrived in time for the highlight of the day. They quickly passed, trying to beat the rush. In response, the central bell rang once with a heavy metallic gong. Every inmate in the yard adjusted direction instinctively. Joran reacted immediately. What's that for? Sermon. But I've just got here. Phelan looked at him. You thought they'd wait until your morale suddenly improved?
More like spermin, am I right?
Depends on how old you are, I guess.
Yeah, true. I'm too old.
Yeah, they wouldn't look at you.
No, thank God.
They moved with the crowd towards the chapel building at the centre of the compound. It towered over everything else. Its black iron and brutal angles made it feel like someone had asked an architect to design that feeling of existential dread we all feel when a billionaire speaks. A statue stood above the entrance, some ancient saint holding a dagger in one hand and a book in the other, its face worn smooth by decades of wind. Joran slowed as they approached the doors. Do we have to attend? Technically, no, Mira said. Not if you like being beaten to death with your lunch tray. Inside.
I do.
Yeah.
The heat hit like the bad breath of an old man who consumes nothing but coffee and chewing tobacco. Wet wall, sweat, incense, unwashed bodies. Hundreds of inmates packed into rows beneath dim hanging lights. They took seats halfway up the congregation, far from the frigid draught from the open doors. At the front stood Father Seren, tall, thin, immaculately dressed in his white robes with the wide turned-up collar. He looked less like a priest and more like a man who'd failed a home shopping channel audition, if that channel was selling exclusively to Liberace. No, your references are out of date.
Damn!
Seren smiled as the room settled, an unsettling smile, the kind doctors gave just before explaining the cancer is terminal.
That's one that Rich knows.
What? What type of doctors are you going to?
The
who are
sympathetic
like, I
smile.
got good news.
They always smile.
Yeah.
Fellows!
Because they're not human.
No, they're terrible, terrible people who also are good people who cure people. A dichotomy, if you will. Fellows, he began warmly.
There's those 6 beers.
Another beautiful morning in service of mankind. A coughing fit echoed somewhere in the hall, and Seren nodded sympathetically. Yes, he said. The cold does tempt atheism this time of year. A few inmates chuckled despite themselves. That was the dangerous thing about Seren. He understood humour and used it like a scalpel. Mira leaned closer to Valen. New boy panicking at your attempts to recruit him to our little rebellion yet? So far so good, Valen replied. Shame. 30 ration slips on an aneurysm by lunchtime. At the front, Seren continued. You are here
because... kind of an asshole.
Yeah,
huh?
she is.
Yeah.
You are here because somewhere along the line, you lost faith in the war, in our people, in yourselves, and yet here you remain, alive and fed and sheltered. Generous definition of sheltered, Mira muttered. This colony exists, Seren said, because the sacred authority believes no soul is beyond redemption. Valen watched the rows ahead of him. Nobody reacted anymore. New arrivals listened carefully. Older inmates stared forward with the 1,000-yard look of people whose skull is simply a place to store their teeth.
That's great.
Out there, Seren said, gesturing vaguely towards the frozen wastelands beyond the walls. The enemies of civilization tear our sector apart piece by piece. In here we rebuild discipline. With this, he held aloft the religious artifact he wore around his neck, the blade of the gods, held in a golden fist, the symbol passed down to the pastors by the gods themselves, a shitty gift for a shitty religion. Suddenly a guard dragged a struggling inmate into the chapel towards the dais. Conversation stopped instantly. The woman looked half frozen already, blood on her mouth and one eye swollen nearly shut. Valen recognised her immediately. Captain Abbess Rel, a war vet who had lost the faith 6 months ago. Mira tensed beside him. Shit, she whispered. I was on detail with Rel a few days ago. Rel was forced to her knees at the front of the hall. Seren regarded her almost sadly. Sister Rel has rejected the faith repeatedly. Rel spat blood onto the chapel floor. Go fuck you. One of the guards hit her across the back of the head hard enough to silence half the room. Seren sighed softly. Profanity, he said. It's just the vocabulary of the undernourished mind. You have...
Fuck yeah!
What the fuck is this moron bitch ass talking about?
What is his hell ass bitch dick talking about?
Ass fuck shithole dick ass bitch.
Fuck.
Storylords, the official podcast of the undernourished mind.
I really kind of want to
could get
change our
those numbers.
tagline.
You have resisted help at every opportunity. Rel laughed weakly. You mean I don't enjoy listening to your sermons, pedophile Dracula? Even some inmates... Even some inmates looked horrified at that. Not because she'd insulted Seren, but because she'd done it so publicly. Seren remained perfectly calm. Abyss Rel, he announced. You are hereby designated breaker status. Even Joran sensed the shift immediately as gasps took the room. What does that mean? He whispered. Nobody answered him. Rel looked around the room desperately now. Not angry anymore, but scared. No, Rel said quickly. No, wait. The guards grabbed her under her arms. Rel started struggling violently. No! The baton hit her ribs. Once, then again. The sound echoed through the chapel like someone pounding meat in a kitchen or whatever in-call your mother is attending.
Yeah!
That's the real joke, that your mothers could get jobs as escorts, high-class escorts.
I mean, in this economy, you never know.
Joran half stood instinctively. Valen grabbed his sleeve and yanked him back down hard. Sit the fuck down, newbie. They're gonna kill her. Not if they can let nature do it for them. She's gonna be banished to the White Wastes. Rel was dragged towards the doors, boots scraping uselessly against stone. Please! Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Because everybody in that room understood the same thing simultaneously. Intervening only changed the number of bodies being dragged outside. The first snowfall of the season came 3 days later. Thin grey flakes drifting down from the refinery stacks further north, settling over the compound in dirty layers that turned the whole place the colour of old bones. Valen stood in the labour yard with a crate balanced against his shoulder while a guard screamed at a man for developing hypothermia. Move, you useless bastard. At this rate, my balls will get frostbite before you finish.
Damn, this is worse than Rura Pennington.
Joran was beside Valen, carrying his own crate awkwardly. He still looked new, though less offensively so than before. The first few days had scraped the panic off him and replaced it with exhaustion. How long have you been here, Valen? Joran asked quietly. 4 months. Feels longer. Ahead of them, Mira argued with one of the quartermasters over food allocation. This requisition says 6 ration packs. Correct.
6 beers.
There are 12 people in my block. Then statistically, some of you are overeating. Mira stared at him for a long moment. You know, she said, before the war, people like you got shoved into lockers at school. Valen kept walking before Mira escalated into murder. That was another thing the colony changed in people. Back outside, cruelty felt cruel, but in here it increasingly felt like an administrative shortcut. Behind them, Mira finished her argument with the quartermaster. He signed something on a tablet without looking up and Mira joined them. I argued him up to 9. They're basically running famine as some sort of subscription service now, Mira muttered as she joined them. Joran frowned. That's not sustainable. Mira laughed at him. You think anything about this place screams sustainable? The sounds of a shuttle breaching Atmo sounded across the yard and every head shifted at once. Valen wiped his hands on his jumpsuit. Stay close. Don't talk unless you're asked something you can survive answering. They moved with the flow of bodies towards the central yard. Snow was already being compacted into grey sludge under boots, turning everything into something between ice and ash. That was when Valen saw her. Not properly at first, just a shape at the edge of the intake line. Half turned, talking with a guard who looked like he'd already decided she was going to be a problem and was enjoying the confirmation. Mira noticed immediately. What is it? Valen didn't answer. Joran looked between them. Do you know her? Valen's eyes stayed on the argument, and the woman turned slightly as if sensing his attention. Cold air hit her face and she blinked against it, annoyed more than afraid. That annoyed expression was what made it undeniable. It was Abyss Rel. He turned to Mira. You see that? New intake, boss. Nothing new, Mira said, reading the situation. Hope your eyesight ain't failing, General. Only way you might get glasses in here is if someone shoves a broken bottle through your face. Valen turned, squinting.
Like the penguin.
Yeah, exactly like the penguin. Valen turned, squinting, but Rel was gone, vanished into the crowd. I swear, Mira, it was Rel. Same scar from Terrathon on drop day. Mira and Joran shared a look, and she put a hand to his shoulder. Valen, let me take over your work shift. I think you need to lie down in your bunk. Yeah, you might be right. Thank you, Mira.
They're gonna let him lay down?
Yeah, they don't. They'll beat you to death, but if you're really tired, they'll let you go back to your bunk.
Okay, I see.
That's nice of them.
Yeah, you might be right. Thanks, Mira. Valen stumbled off towards the domicile, suddenly dizzy. Is he all right? Valen asked. Man's been here 5.5 months. Mira watched Valen's back. Would you be? They'd never declared a breaker outside a sermon before. That was what Valen convinced himself was the tipping point. Things had recently gone nuttier than the leader of the free world enabling proxy wars with false flag initiatives to drive up oil shares to keep his conspirators from turning on him and revealing his pedophilia. Oh, wait. You're telling me that's not crazy? Well, then I don't...
I was about to say, how is this strange or out of the ordinary?
This sounds pretty normal to me.
Well, then I don't even know what to use as a metaphor anymore. Crazy... Crazier than Lou Bega still being alive somehow?
Whoa!
How did that happen?
Because he's not.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Lou Bega. 1 minute Joran was eating his nutritional paste, all the natural vitamins the body needs with only 62% chance of painful diarrhea.
Mambo number sad. It took me a while.
Josh from way downtown.
Way downtown, yeah. Half a story later.
And the next he was being hauled to the gates by the guards. Mira stopped first, because she was a good person and good people react first to injustice. Stop, she shouted, her voice cutting across the mess hall. Valen's stomach dropped, and he tried to grab her, but she was already running, boots slipping slightly on the snow that had been dragged from outside. Valen followed immediately. Go on.
I hate to interrupt. Are there two characters in this named Valen?
No. Why?
You keep saying General Valen, and then you're calling the Cadet Valen as well.
No. I'm not.
Did he not, Josh? That's
Joran.
a little bit ago.
Beers. 6 beers.
All right, thanks, Josh. Go ahead, Rich.
He might have missaid
maybe.
it, but yeah.
What's the
yeah, I
cadet's
don't-
name?
Joran Pike.
Joran. Okay.
Where was I?
When you're
I'm
7
not
feet.
sorry for ruining the podcast.
Valen followed them immediately, too late to pretend this wasn't happening. Joran was already half standing, half dragged between 2 guards now, still clutching his ration paste, knowing it might be his last meal. I didn't do anything, he was saying, voice cracking. Mira shoved into the space between him and the guards. He hasn't even been processed properly, she snapped. You can't just... She was hit with a baton across the jaw and staggered to the floor, and Valen, being the stalwart stand-up guy he was, followed it with a knee to the guard's junk so hard that in 40 years his grandson would suddenly develop testicular torsion.
Oh, God, no. Eat my dick. Eat my dick.
The other guards pounced on Valen, wailing on him with stun sticks until he was jerking harder than a priest at a playground.
Oh my god.
Man, that's the real religious relic.
Enough! Pastor Seren appeared at the edge of the yard like he had been waiting for his cue. His hawkish eyes flicked from Joran to Mira, then to Valen, then the yard. The yard had noticed. That was the most unacceptable part to him. The system's cracks being highlighted. Get this breaker out of here now, he said to the guards. Mira straightened. Breaker? Based on what? He's been here 6 weeks at most. Seren tilted his head slightly, as if listening to something behind the words rather than the words themselves. Designation is not up for debate, Mira, he said. It is the word of our Lord. Now vacate. I would hate to have to confine you both to the box.
God damn, he knows them on a first-name basis?
Yeah. Joran tried to speak.
I want to go to the box.
Joran tried to speak again. Please, there's been a mistake. A baton hit him mid-sentence. Valen moved then. The box it is, because we're not letting you take him. The guards moved immediately. Mira was grabbed first and pulled back hard. She swung once, connected with something, then was hit across the ribs and dropped to her knees. Valen was caught a second later, arm twisted behind his back, cold metal against his wrist. Joran was dragged past them, still conscious, still trying to understand what rule had failed him. Mira, he shouted once, desperate now. She lunged again despite being held. Valen strained against the hold. You're making a mistake. Seren didn't look at him. Well, we'll both have time to consider it, won't we? He said. The last thing Valen heard clearly before he was shoved into the box was the screams of Joran being thrust out into the cold. The box sat halfway between the outer fence and the labour yard, deliberately visible from almost every angle in the compound. That was part of the punishment, not only the isolation. They were making an exhibition of him. A metal coffin balanced on stilts above the snowline, with grated vents that let the cold leak through day and night. The guards called
Close those up! My God!
The guards called it the reflection box because every authoritarian system eventually reaches the stage where torture gets rebranded by someone with a communications degree.
God, that's so fucking real.
So depressing.
Man.
Good thing I have one. See you guys later.
A box to sit in.
He's going to the box.
Valen spent the first 2 days shivering so hard he thought his teeth might crack. By day 4 he could no longer feel 3 fingers on his left hand. By day 6 he had started hallucinating conversations with people he hated, which unfortunately included most of his ex-girlfriends, including one who had described him once as emotionally available in the same way landmines are physically available.
What? Hold on.
What happens if you get too close to a landmine?
We're getting...
You step on it, and then your friend says, "Don't move," and then you're like, "Help me!" I've seen the movies.
That's exactly what would happen in a relationship with him.
We're getting...
Friend's like, "Don't move!"
We're getting direct quotes from my ex-girlfriends on the podcast now. That's pretty good.
The floodlights outside never turned off. The guards never stopped walking past. Every few hours someone would glance into the vents just to make sure Valen was still alive enough to continue suffering. Food arrived twice a day through a hatch in the floor, water once, and you had to drink it fast or you were licking a bowl of ice pretty quickly. Sleep happened in tiny broken fragments. His body never properly rested because the cold kept dragging him awake every hour like a bad case of gas station taco shits.
That's you tonight, buddy.
Yeah. Welcome to the jungle, bitch.
Yep. You're gonna die.
I'll be fine. I've sterilised my stomach with alcohol, so it'll be fine.
That's how alcohol
It
works.
absolutely
That is exactly how it works.
By the second week, he understood why people converted. It wasn't ideology. The colony just reduced your world until obedience became a blessed relief. The wind screamed constantly outside the box, and sometimes Valen imagined he could hear voices in it. Sometimes he realised he actually could. Sermons carried surprisingly far over snow, and so did breakers being exiled. On the 18th day, the hatch opened and one of the guards shoved a blanket through, along with a hang in there. It wasn't standard procedure, but it was enough to make him weep. Valen stared at it suspiciously for nearly an hour before using it.
Damn you pussy, it's just a blanket.
He's scared of blankets. This is one phobia.
Josh Henderson directly quoting my fucking father.
It's only been 18 days. God damn.
Quit being a pussy.
Quit being such a bitch. Jeez.
The colony had taught everyone paranoia. On the 21st day, Father Seren arrived. Valen heard him before he saw him. Calm footsteps crunching slowly through snow while the guards kept their distance behind him. Seren sat on a stool outside, brushing snow from his sleeves. Even here he looked immaculate, like his deal with the gods had included dry cleaning of his vestments. Valen sat against the wall, wrapped in the thin blanket, beard overgrown, face hollowed by exhaustion. "Well," he said at last, "you still appear committed to making this difficult, Valen." Valen's voice rumbled out roughly. "You came all the way out here. I'm surprised your system is so fragile." Seren smiled faintly. "You know," he said, "most people start bargaining by week 2. Most people are cowards. Most people are just cold. Valen laughed weakly at that. Wind rattled the metal walls hard enough to make the entire structure groan. Finally, Seren folded his hands. Your friend Mira converted yesterday. Valen felt that more deeply than the baton strikes that had shattered his ribs. Seren watched him carefully. She held out for a really long time. But when she lost the toes to frostbite and started coughing blood, she had quite a lot to say about you. Valen stared at the floor. Ah, there it is, Seren said softly. What? The disappointment. You expected betrayal eventually. You're too intelligent not to. But you still hoped your best friend would die before she did it. Valen looked up slowly. Go fuck yourself. She didn't say dick to you. Seren smiled pleasantly, and there's the anger that follows. Misplaced, I'm afraid. She informed us you've been attempted to organise dissent in the colony for several months now. Valen barked a dry laugh. Organised dissent? In here? What would be my grand strategy? Pissing out propaganda messages in the snow? She says you've discussed riots and escape repeatedly. Valen said nothing. The silence answered for him. Seren leaned back slightly. You know what really fascinates me about you, Valen? Please tell me it's been weeks since someone psychoanalysed me against my will. You resist correctly, Seren continued calmly. Most prisoners resist emotionally in brief moments of anger. They rage at their conditions, they attack the guards, they cling to old loyalties, and then eventually they break. You analyse the colony itself, he said. You observe the patterns, you test the boundaries, you ask the correct questions about our operations here. Valen shook his head slowly. If you're trying to suck my dick, I'm a little too cold to do myself justice right now.
Shrinkage! You never heard of shrinkage?
It's shrinkage!
Although, given the shrunken size and your predilections, it's probably more your vibes, I'm thinking.
Oh my god.
Seren smirked. I came to tell you I admire your persistence. Do you know why we allow the other inmates to call you General? Valen blinked. My former rank requires some level of respect. You couldn't stop the others, even if you tried. Seren laughed heartily. Can't you see the dichotomy there, Valen? We dehumanise you all, but let you keep something so frivolous as titles. Something shifted slightly in Valen's stomach. You never were a general, Valen. Bullshit. Why would I lie? What would I gain from it? Valen opened his mouth, but stopped. Something cold slid quietly through his chest. There are hardly any volunteers left in the Holy War now, Valen. They've been steadily questioning the war efforts for about 2 centuries now. Valen tried to speak, but he couldn't. Religion is theatre. Patriotism is theatre alike. The war itself barely matters anymore. Seren smiled faintly. But frightened populations require enemies, and governments require soldiers willing to die before they start asking difficult questions and toppling their leaders. Valen stared at him blankly. So, we manufacture obedience, just like every other religion does, really. We just take the easiest road, brainwashing, through religion and fear and good old-fashioned mental conditioning. Seren leaned forward slightly. You've been here a very, very long time, Valen. You simply stopped remembering the earlier cycles. Valen stared at him. What are you talking about? Seren nodded sympathetically. Breaker exiles aren't executions, he said. They're all part of our standard conversion protocols. Subjects are recycled through identity reconstruction, memory suppression, and reintroduction. We break them, then we work on them again, try and get them to accept the war as something they want or need to fight. Valen's pulse started climbing. Abyss Rel has returned here 7 times. You'd be surprised how little people were recognised. The idiots at admin just sent her to the wrong camp this time. Valen froze. She's a stubborn one, though. Once she's back out on the front line, she never fights for more than 4 months before recognising the patterns again and dissenting, and then she comes right back here to us. The box suddenly felt too small, too loud, Joran Pike was not sent out to the wastes early. He simply wasn't responding swiftly enough to our memory engrams. So we put him back in the chop shop up on the space station, hovering overhead. Valen shook his head harder now. The words hung in the freezing air, simple and administrative and horrifying. Seren tilted his head. You know what the most remarkable part is, though? Valen said nothing. You never convert. We try, time and again, but you always rebel. Seven's voice remained calm and conversational. How long? Valen asked quietly. How long have I been here? Seren looked impressed. There was no denial or outrage. Straight to the correct question. 37 years, Seren replied. Valen laughed.
Get over it, pussy.
He's gonna be such a terrible soldier. He's like, what the fuck? You sending out a 60-year-old man now?
Yeah, at
Possibly.
some point it's like, what are you even doing? It's not even cost effective.
Valen laughed once, but it was a tiny broken sound. You've attempted escape 19 times, you've started riots and killed guards across previous cycles, Seren smiled slightly. Frankly, we're all rooting for you at this point. You've become something of a camp mascot, a precautionary tale. You've been here so long, been cycled so many times that you can start to see through the identities of the people coming back. The Rails, the Gynarchs, the Pikes. You used to barely notice them. Now we can't fool you anymore. Valen's breathing had started shaking now, harder than Bill Gates deleting browser history before a police raid.
Police raid, you're right.
True.
It's not true, he whispered again. You always reach the same conclusion eventually, Seren said softly, that the war is immoral, that the colony is monstrous, that people deserve freedom. Valen stared through him into the storm, and every time, Seren continued, you try and tear the system apart from within. Believe it or not, I really like you, Valen, he said, brushing frost from his coat. Everyone here does. You and I arrived on the same shuttle here when I became warden nearly 4 decades ago. You were merely a boy at the time. I want something new for you. So this time I thought I'd try honesty. Get you for once to choose comfort over resistance. Surely it's better to die on your feet than to live on your knees. He moved towards the hatch. You could still choose peace voluntarily, my friend. The hatch opened, and freezing air flooded inside. Seren's face softened almost sympathetically as he offered his hand. You're the only one making us do this the hard way. Valen took it and stepped into the light. A month later, Valen had simply emptied. The guards noticed it before anyone else. He stopped talking back during labour assignments, stopped staring at the fences like he was measuring them, stopped looking at the priests with the expression of a man calculating homicide. He obeyed, in a quiet, mechanical way, like someone who had finally understood the hopelessness of the world. The whole colony reacted strangely to it. The inmates who used to gather around him at mealtimes as if he were a prophet slowly drifted away. Nobody trusted a man who survived the box and came back quiet. Around here, survival without visible damage usually meant someone had reached inside your skull and redecorated. Valen carried crates, cleared snow, sat through sermons without speaking. When Father Seren asked for volunteers to help repair storm damage to the chapel roof, Valen found himself stepping forward before anyone else. The new intake...
You get some suds afterward.
The new intake shuttle uploaded during another snowfall. Fresh prisoners stumbled out onto the compound, blinking against the cold, while guards shouted instructions nobody listened to properly. Valen stood beside the intake gate, helping inventory supply crates when he saw Joran. Same jaw, same nervous posture, same habit of scanning every face too quickly, but the fear was gone now, replaced with the artificial confidence of someone who had had pieces of themselves sanded away. Private Howden Vaynar, the boy introduced himself to the processing guard. Not Joran Pike anymore. Valen watched him walk past without recognition. The guards noticed Valen staring. One of them, Briggs, actually looked uncomfortable. You should stop looking at the intake line, Valen, he muttered quietly while pretending to check a datapad. It makes it worse. Worse. Like this was the weather. Like they were discussing damp walls instead of industrialised murder of the soul. Yes, boss. Valen picked up another crate and carried it towards the chapel. Inside, Father Seren was waiting beside the altar, polishing the golden symbol around his neck, the blade of the gods, sacred relic of the authority. Up close it looked less divine and more like something bought from an airport gift shop. "You're adapting so well, Valen," Seren observed. Valen placed the crate down carefully. "The truth heals. Isn't that what you've said before? In your sermons, I mean." Valen looked around the chapel. Workers repaired cracked stone beneath stained glass windows, depicting saints marching into battle beneath holy fire. Propaganda, with better lighting. "You know the strangest thing," Valen said quietly. "I've actually found something like peace in it. I know what I need to do now." Seren smiled softly. "I'm glad." Seren treated religion the way that mechanics treated engine oil, necessary for keeping systems operational. The war was fake, the faith was fake, even the colony itself was just another machine designed to turn frightened people into obedient weapons. And somewhere above them all, safe behind orbital defence platforms and polished Senate floors, rich old men kept feeding bodies into it because peace was bad for quarterly profits. Human civilization in a nutshell, really. Dress greed up in enough flags and eventually mothers start thanking you for killing their children. Another month passed, and Valen was now a model citizen. The more compliant he was, the more freedom they gave him. Repair duties, inside the chapel, maintenance access, storage inventories, direct conversation with the priests. Nobody monitored defeated men too carefully. That was the arrogance of every prison system ever built. They always assumed broken people stayed broken. Then one evening, Seren summoned him privately after sermon. Snow hammered the chapel roof overhead while candles flickered along their altar walls. "You've made such remarkable progress," Seren said. "I'm genuinely happy for you." Valen's face was blank. "Thank you. I think you're ready." For reassignment. Seren nodded. "Tomorrow you'll be transported to the orbital command station above Kepri. Deployment follows shortly after." Valen forced himself not to react after all these years out. The thought almost made his heart stop as he fought back broken tears. "You understand what a gift this is?" Valen nodded slowly, tears leaking from his eyes. "I've been given purpose again." "Good," Seren said softly. "Then tomorrow we baptise you." That night Valen didn't sleep. He sat awake in his bunk, staring at the ceiling while the wind screamed outside the barracks. Around him, dozens of prisoners snored softly as they shivered beneath thin blankets. Future soldiers, future corpses, recycled inmates waiting to forget themselves all over again. Rel was somewhere in the camp again, Joran too, and Mira was who knows where, fighting until she'd realised she'd been brainwashed and would come back here a different person, or dead, all trapped in the cycle. And for the first time in decades, Valen finally understood the shape of the machine he was in. No mere prison, but a factory. The colony didn't exist to punish dissent, it existed to erase it. The baptism ceremony was private, just Valen, Seren and 2 guards standing watch at the chapel door while snow rattled around stained glass. Seren stood before the altar in black ceremonial robes. "I didn't want to subject you to the humiliation of a public baptism. Do you want me to spare you the bullshit religious stuff?" he asked. "No," Valen whispered. "The lies would comfort me." Seren stepped forward holding the sacred blade. Up close the metal gleamed beautifully. Ancient craftsmanship. The priest pressed the blade slightly against Valen's forehead. "This one now accepts his place. Do you know what you owe the gods?" Valen nodded. "To serve. To find the light in the darkness." "You've almost made a believer out of me," Seren smirked. Valen lowered his eyes. Seren stepped back with a smile. He activated the transporter door in the church roof, and a beam of moonlight surrounded Valen. "Good luck, General." "I have seen the light." The words almost made him smile, because finally they were true. Valen moved instantly. His hand shot upwards, gripping Seren's wrist before the guards could process it. The blade twisted free in one brutal motion before Valen dragged it across Seren's throat. Deep. The priest staggered backwards with a wet choking sound, both hands flinging to his neck as dark blood sprayed across the altar. The guards shouted, too slow and too late. Valen drove the blade into the first guard's eye before he could raise the rifle. The second reached for his sidearm, and Valen slammed the guard into him with enough to knock both sideways into the candles. He picked up the first guard's rifle and unloaded it into the second's face. Fire exploded across hanging cloth. Alarms immediately began screaming through the chapel. Seren collapsed against the altar, blood pouring beneath his fingers. And somehow the bastard was still smiling. Valen crouched beside him while chaos erupted around them. You know, Seren gargled weakly. Still my favourite. Valen ripped the golden blade free from his throat, taking part of his throat with it. Above the chapel, the orbital transfer beam had already begun descending from the station, hanging higher beyond cloud cover. Blue light cut through the snowstorm like the hand of God reaching downwards. Valen laughed breathlessly as he stepped into the beam. 37 years. White light swallowed him whole. For 1 second, he existed nowhere at all before metal flooring appeared beneath his boots alongside the artificial cold air and the bright white military lighting of orbital station Kepri. A soldier waited at the receiving platform with a data pad. Valen he began, looking up in horror to see a blood-soaked and rifle-wielding Valen. Valen shot him twice in the chest before the sentence finished. The gunfire echoed through the station corridor, and red alarms immediately ignited overhead. Valen looked through the observation window beside the platform. Far below, the colony sat, buried in snow like a wound carved into the planet's surface. And above it, hundreds of military vessels, thousands of soldiers, an entire civilization built on the same lies. Valen checked the rifle magazine and smiled for the first time in months. Right, he muttered, stepping into the corridor as security sirens screamed closer. Time to spread the word. The end.
Whoa! That was sick!
That was so fucking crazy, dude. That depressed the shit out of me and finally gave me a little bit of violent, hateful hope at the end.
In my head, like the Doom 2016 opening bars of music play when he does that. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, dude. That was so fucking cool.
That was cool. I don't know. That was good, I guess.
A little too real.
Yeah, it was too real.
A little too real for me.
Yeah, not real enough for me. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it was like we had some rebellion right now.
Let's do it.
It's not.
You guys ready?
It's not that dissimilar from
this
the truth.
episode brought to you by Luigi's Mansion. For the GameCube.
For the GameCube.
Yeah. That's the logo.
Thank you, Josh.
You got it, dude. No, that was sick.
Good. I'm glad you like it. It was a long one.
I don't want to follow that.
That hurt my heart, and then, like I said, it finally.
How many pages was that? 48?
48 pages.
15. There was a lot of. Normally, when I write a long story, I've got quite a lot of dialogue, but actually, there was quite a lot of description in that one.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's okay.
Well, I don't want to go after that, so my story is like completely fucking stupid compared to that.
We need some laughter.
Need some levity. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know if
we can't all tell a serious story.
What's weird is my story is about a guy who gets put into solitary confinement and then his soul breaks and kills everyone. It's crazy.
Yay!
That's called brand synergy.
I wonder if we're writing about ourselves, maybe.
It's called Plagiarize Rich's Story.
Oh, I don't know. It's art imitating life, I feel.
Okay. Mine's not about that. Mine's actually really
art imitating life.
Yep.
Oh, right. Okay, that's one part done. I'm not going to dwindle.
You sober now?
Reading does sober you out. Yeah, I've got to be honest. It does sober you out a little bit.
Well, do you need more?
I'm going to go top myself up. So come back after these messages. Musical messages. Welcome back, peons, mere idiot listeners.
Wow.
Josh and I do not feel that way. We think
They
we're all
said
lovely,
worse.
beautiful beings.
They said say something nice, and I was like, you've given me such bile about them. The only thing I can say is peons.
We just look. It's our fault for getting you to switch to straight gin during the break. Sorry, everyone.
Let me try again. Go on, Jeff. Go.
I was gonna say Rich's breath is flammable at this point.
Yeah, it's like a hot road, a hot
You can
desert
see
road.
it coming out of his mouth.
If someone's taking a breathalyzer on the opposite side of the road and I go past breathing, they will show as a positive. Let me try again. It's like a Richter scale going off everywhere along the city.
Doppler effect.
Let me try again.
All right.
Fuck you, we're back. Part 2.
There it is.
Better.
There it is.
Josh,
Keep it in.
I'd really like to hear a dumbass story.
Wow, what luck are you in? You have such luck today.
What luck are you in?
Good stuff. My story is called Pain Minds Pizza Party, baby.
Instantly gratified.
Grawl's bustling streets started to rumble awake at the ass crack of dawn, just like your dad on Triple Xmas morning when he had a 4-alarm hangover. First, it was just to piss, but soon, your incessant pissing and moaning about opening presents is enough to get him to drunkenly make it out to the living room. The smell of Triple Xmas morning, piss and gin breath.
Rich is there.
Yeah, Rich is there.
Am I Josh's dad?
I wish.
We have been wondering about that.
You are old enough. Wait. No.
Whoa.
No, I'm not.
Fuck you, oldie.
Fuck you, oldie. Fucking the oldies. Sid and Fred were already up unloading some casks filled with swill so nasty it was named after yo mama, who just so happens to be so nasty she made her right guard deodorant turn left.
Whoa!
She's so nasty, when she fought Scorpion, he said, "Stay over there."
God damn, dude.
They wheeled the booze into the bar and began to turn on
Fuck
the
the rule of
candlelights.
3. Just cut out.
There's no rules here, dude. This is much easier with Chick, Fred said, trying to light a dainty match with his huge murder mitts. You know your sister's home too, right? Sid said, turning to look at Fred, struggling with the most simple of tasks. What's that supposed to mean? Fred asked. He snapped the match purposefully. Fuck you, stupid tiny fire stick. Fuck. I'm just mean, Sid thought. She's been home and you've barely talked to her. She might want to talk to her brother, even though he's so stupid he can't use a match. Hey, I was just leaving room for you two to work your magic and woo her again. Fred smiled and raised an eyebrow. Don't do that, said shaking his head. Remember the time you fell in love with her on that island and stop, Fred said.
The retcon
Trumpets.
is over.
Trumpets blaring. Hear ye, hear ye. A crier began to yell outside. Fred and Sid looked at each other. Oh, what now? And headed out the front door. Already, drunkies were lined up for their daily liniment, or 12, like Rich.
It's me. I'm in the story.
Yep. A town crier stood on a platter with a scroll unscrolled while he read. While he read. Ain't that the mayor's platter? Fred asked. Yeah, but Sid said, looking down at a smaller man sitting where Mayor Joey Pizza would normally be sitting, while smoking a pickle-sized stogie and being hand-served gabagool by sexy orcs and skelemen alike.
Gabagool?
The city of Grawl, the crier went on. is now governed by the duly elected Lieutenant Mayor Tony Stromboli.
Where do they find these guys?
I don't know. It's crazy. Sid looked down to see another small man who looked very much the politician, though unlike his predecessor, wasn't gobbling dairy counter meats by the kilo. He wore an old suit with a top hat. He actually looked pretty mayoral. And because of this new change in leadership, there will be some new rules around these here parts, finished the crier. Citizens who weren't passed out drunk booed and threw vegetables and feces. The crier held out a hand, and a magic shield blocked most of the Philly hail, although a few D batteries got through and killed a guard. No, nothing on Philly hail. You didn't like that one?
Nah, sorry, buddy.
All right, back to the drawing board. Okay. What the fuck does that mean? Fred said, annoyed, but he wasn't sure why. Were they insulting his bar? I mean, look at all these fine patrons. Fred looked over as a foghorn in the background near the docks went off. As he looked closer, he saw a drunken woman who he could swear was wearing a dead raccoon on her face. He hoped. The mayor hopped down from his perch and began to kiss some of the less fugly babies. He turned to Sid and Fred and held out his hand. Ah, just the gentleman I wish to speak to, he said ominously. No. My screen just went out. That's fun. No. We don't want any more of the Pizza Family, Pepperoni Syndicate, Meatball Mafia bullshit, Fred said, turning around.
This is a bad show to listen to if you're Italian. I've said this before, but...
Hey, Jeff, shut the fuck up. Hey, calm down there, pally, the mayor said, as slick as your mama's panties after riding the Hender hog. The ways I sees it, you owe me, Sid laughed. Man, we don't even know what we don't even know you. What do we owe you? You know, man, what was I writing here?
We don't even know how to say that.
We don't even know how to talk. We could like expunge you in about like 700 different ways and make it look like an electrical thing, right? Now you as a butter in my linguine, the new mayor said. Fred and Sid looked at each other confused. Speaking my language, you mooks, come on. All right, bar's closed today, you degenerates. You don't have to go home because you don't have any and are a drain on the working people of this city, okay? The mayor said, hitting vagrants with his fancy cane. Ah, fuck. Guess I'll just drink my own piss again. Should be enough alcohol left in there, one vagrant said. Save some piss for me, Bobby, the raccoon-faced lady shouted back.
Jesus.
Inside the bar, Ugla and Demi had woken up. Demi rubbed her eyes and squinted at Fred, Sid, and the new short guy. What the frick is with all the yelling, she said crankily. It's way too early for decrees or missions or whatever the fuck the short guy wants us to do. Demi, Sid said, this is the new mayor, Mayor Tony Stromboli. Ha! Yeah, sure, okay. That's a real cool name, dude, Demi said, laughing, and pouring an ale of mug. Ugla grabbed the now full mug and slid it over toward Fred, who seamlessly picked it up and chugged it. I need you to help my cousin, the former mayor formerly known as the Mayor Joey Pizza, Tony said with a frown. You see, my family was in possession of a quite important holy relic that we were, holding. Yeah, holding for the choich.
Choich.
What choich is that, Ugla asked. The ribeye Catholic choich, of course.
God.
Tony said, pulling out a pendant with a freshly charred steak on a crucifix.
It's a good show, man.
The story's way better than Rich's. I don't know.
I agree.
Turns out my dumb cousin either sold or hid this relic, which is why his mayorship is now in question and why he was put away in the pain mines for the foreseeable future. Hey, BC, Fred shouted from the back. Aren't you Catholic? Mew, Buffcat retorted. Mew, mew, mew. Oh, right. He's Cat-lick, and it's different. A lot tougher and a lot cleaner, Fred said to Tony.
Yeah, but rough. Rough as sandpaper.
Yeah. Anyways, Tony returned to the topic. These two goilies here can head down to the church and do some snooping around as females are wont to do, being all sneaky and deceptive like my ex-wives, Tony said. Wow, Ugla said. Demi slowly turned and smiled. This guy doesn't give a fuck, she said, laughing. Meanwhile, the boys here will do the real work and sneak into the pain mines and break out former mayor, formerly the mayor pizza, Sid finished. What? Fuck no, you ding-dong. What are you, a fucking idiot? Did you place your thinking boy brain with a goy's brain? Huh? Tony said. You're gonna find out where that fail son sold or dumped the goods, you see? Would help if we know what we were looking for, Sid said. You ought to acquire the one and only Maltese meat Grinch, Tony said with a flourish. Legend says it was carved into an action figure from the voice prince of Daranos, whose name I'm not going to look up again. Legend also says he was obsessed with meat and the Grinch named after thereof. Hey, didn't we? Demi began to say, but Ugla slapped her butt with her cane. Why should we help you? What do you care about some stupid relic? Why should we even care about former Mayor Joey, formerly Mayor Pizza? Fred asked. If you don't do this for my family, Tony side-eyed them all. Wait, if you do this for my family, Tony side-eyed them all. You can have nudie dances. Sold, Fred said, slamming down his mug. And, Tony went on, nope, I said sold, let's go, Fred said, slinging his axe onto his back and walking out the door. Just not nudie on the tops, but you know, Tony said, looking down at his own crotch. I said, let's go, Fred shouted from down the street. Okay, let's go over the plan, Ugla said to Demi as she was brushing her hair. She had given Demi one of her old childhood robes. You are my daughter, and we're looking to enroll you in the meat school or whatever the fuck. Oh, ouch, what the crap? Demi squirmed while Ugla brushed the knots out of her hair. Did anyone brush this while I was in the past? It's like a rat with a gun lives in here, Ugla said, shaking her head. If I'm going to be your daughter, then you're doing it wrong, Demi said, stopping Ugla from brushing. She made her way over to a dresser and got a scrunchie and pulled the two sides of her hair down past her chin on either side. Tying the scrunchie there, she now had a beard to go along with Ugla's. It's me, Ugla, Demi mocked. Does anyone make you brush your hair or your teeth? Blah, blah, blah. I'm serious, and I need to soundproof my room because everyone can hear me and say, all right, let's go, Ugla said, pushing her out the door. As they entered the holy ground of the church of Ribeye Catholic Saint Meat Grinch, it was like walking into a wall of thick air. The sound inside this place were old. Even footsteps sounded like they were centuries old. Up at the altar, a priest dressed in blazing furry red was handing out what looked like a charcuterie. May his meat be within you, the priest said, giving a tiny bit of meat to another parishioner. May his meat be within you, he said back again. You must be Ugla and her daughter, Demora, said an ancient voice. They turned to see a short woman wearing a red nun's outfit with beef jerky stick in her hand. She appeared to be the size of a gnome, and by judging by her pointed ears, was half gnome and maybe half Vulcan. I don't know. I'm not judging. I don't know.
Dude, I'm ready for this religion.
It sounds good, doesn't it? Yes, that's us. We're here for the tour, Ugla said quickly. They made their way up to an old office covered in books. On the walls, books. On the floor, some more books scattered about. On the ceiling, books that were cursed and made to fall up to the ceiling, probably. So what brings you to our lovely church? By the way, you can call me Lady Marmalade.
Nice.
The lady said with a smile. Demi looked over at her mother, in quotes, with the look of like, are we really going to trick this tiny, cutie old lady? Flip it, Ugla said, breaking down. We're not here for the tour. Oh, then, can I interest you in some meat beer barrels? I can't get enough of them, Marmalade said, popping one into her mouth. We're here about a relic, Timmy said. The meat Grinch Falcon or something. Ah, yes, terrible business, terrible that, Marmalade said, waving a hand. But I knew if we were just patient, our Lord the Meat Christ would bring help. And judging by your beards, I assume you ladies are wizards? Yeah, but you're okay with that? Ugla said, surprised. Oh, my, yes, Marmalade laughed. Long gone are the days where we tell a woman how she can live her life, or what she can do with her body, or who she can marry, or what meat she can eat on a Friday, and, meanwhile, Sid and Fred were flopping around in a sewer, trying to avoid what seemed like every turd and graw. Well, at least we smell like prison, Sid said optimistically. Those titties better be worth it, Fred rumbled. A metallic plate rose slowly as Fred and Sid's eyes peered from underneath. All right, let's go, Sid said swiftly, hoisting up the metal cage. Once inside, they were shocked. Instead of a prison with chains and whips and handcuffs and unconsensual fornication, was a veritable paradise. And all Seaball played fancy music. Prisoners were getting pedicures. Some were getting shaves and haircuts. This place was like a dad's wet dream. What the fuck? Fred said. Oh, fuck, you guys smell like shit, an orc said as he walked by in a towel. We're in a gang, Sid said, trying to act tough. Yeah, man, best get stepping, G, Fred said back. What's the name of the gang? Maybe I'm interested, the orc said, towering over them. This dude had more muscles than my dick, which has an 8-pack. Don't look it up, but it does. We're, neo-poopsies, Nick said.
God.
Sid said. I said Nick, I don't know why. Yeah, we poop our pants, because if you don't poop your pants, you're of inferior genetic stock, and are a mongrel race who shouldn't be allowed to mingle with other races. Fred said, cringing at each and every new word out of his mouth. The orc growled, looking down at them. Cool, he said. I'm gonna join right now. As he began to grunt and try to shit his towel. All right, let's go, Adolf Schindler, Sid said to Fred. They rounded bends full of prisoners who were just having the greatest time. Some were playing pickleball while others played kickball and badminton. Wait there, Fred said, sliding to a stop in his poop-filled boots. There he was, former mayor, formerly mayorally known as the former mayor pizza mayor, sitting, having an afternoon lemonade, talking to older inmates. Joey, come on, let's go, Sid said, rushing over to him. Boys! Oh, would you look at that, he said cheerily. Boys, let me introduce you to the heroes of Grawl. They saved the city, and boy, I bet you it would be sure swell if you took a few all-see photos with them, huh? We're not supposed to bust him out, Fred whispered to Sid. Yeah, but we don't know what he did with the thing. And I don't know if you've noticed, but we're covered in shit in what is essentially a country club, Fred Sid snapped. Yeah, I got the politician special, Joey said, taking a long sip of lemonade. Since I'm better than everyone and such, you knows how it is. All right, cool. And not at all concerning that there are two different tiers of prison for rich people, Sid said. But we have to go. We need to know where you hid something. Oh, sure. Boys, it's been a pleasure, Joey said, clinking his glass against each of the other men's glasses. I'll probably wind up in here again because, well, let's face it, he said with a forced smile. The other men laughed, and one just said, larceny, for some reason.
It's a miracle there's a prison for rich people in this world at all. That's how you can tell it's a fantasy story.
Yeah.
It's not true. Yeah, there is one, yeah. Sid and Fred pulled on Joey's orange jumpsuit as they sprinted down the hall where they had sneaked in at? You shouldn't end a sentence with at because it's a preposition, right?
Is this written in the story?
Yes. Hey, where you guys going? Shouted a guard. He was a dog man who had his nightstick out and was rapping it against his paw. Fucking run, Sid said. No running in the halls, the dog man yelled. Dinner's at 6 tonight, and we're having tiramisu for dessert. Be back before then, he shouted.
I'd go back.
I want to go back.
Send me back, Josh.
We have to go back. Nor do we tell women that what they can wear and if they can become priests or not, Marmalade finally finished. Now let me see here if I have a picture of the relic. She went to a bookshelf and pulled out an ancient tome almost as big as she was. She slammed it onto the desk and opened it slowly, releasing an enormous amount of dust. There, she said, pointing a tiny finger at an ancient drawing of the Meat Grinch in action figure form. Oh, yeah, that looks familiar, Demi said, prodding Ugla's ribs. Crazy to think all of this trouble over something so silly, Lady Marmalade said. But I guess that's religion for you. 1 minute, you have a person talking about love and rationality and acceptance, and the next thing you know, he's been made into a mascot for all of your personal beliefs, as if that ever has anything to do with anything. You might as well just watch a sport or get another hobby like gambling, since that's all you're really chasing, you know.
Damn, real life lessons.
Yep.
Comes straight from Grawl this episode.
Yeah, Ugla said, really confused. Well, wait, what the hell is going on in this episode? She said, turn around looking at Demi.
It's a good question.
Lady Marmalade, a gruff voice of an orc said through the ancient oaken door. He knocked softly. We have this month's donations. Ah, yes, Murgatroyd, please, bring them in and we'll sort them out. Do you mind, my dears? Marmalade said to Demi and Ugla. No, I guess not, Ugla said, even more confused. For hours, they sifted through clothing and foodstuffs and scarves and gloves and toys that were meant for the church. I thought this was going to be like gold and bribes and stuff, Demi said to Ugla. Yeah, I mean, who knew this place was on the up and up, Ugla said. Wait, I found it, Demi shouted. Out of the toy pile, she pulled an ancient action figure, the shape of the Meat Grinch, complete with his meat hook for stealing your kid's meats. Oh, praise be, Marmalade said, hugging Demi. 'Tis a small, silly thing, but we really appreciate it, dearies, she said, hugging them both. Back at Flamingos HQ, Mayor Tony Stromboli held out a small rat-sized gun and pointed it at the.
He stole it from the rats.
I don't know. Maybe borrowed it. I don't know. It's illegal. And pointed it at the covered in filth, formerly Mayor Joey Pizzeria. Where is it, Joey? He yelled and cocked the tiny gun. Sid and Fred instinctively backed away from him with their hands up. So, if you kill him, we still get to have the titties in here, right? Because I really think it'd add, Fred said. Shut up, Steak Man, Tony said as he tried to pistol whip Fred. But it was kind of like hitting someone with a wet noodle. Ouch, Fred said. I guess. Look, Tony, I told you. I returned it to the church, okay? I'm toining over a new oregano leaf. I said it with the donations for this month. Just as Tony was about to pistol whip Joey, his all-sea ball rang. It was a MIDI version of the Sopranos theme. Hello, he said cheerily. Oh, well, that is good news, he said to no one. On the other end, Lady Marmalade was ushering Demi and Ugla out of her office while saying bye. On the line was Mayor Tony Stromboli. Yes, dearie, it's a miracle. Thank goodness for those wizard girls, or we may have missed it completely. She ran a hand down the ancient action figure delicately. Yeah, that's good news, Stromboli said, glaring at Sid and Fred and back at Joey. Oh, and dearie, Lady Marmalade went on. Keep a close eye on them for me, would you? Oh, God. She said demonically. You got it, boss, he said, smiling. Finn!
Uh-oh. A new villain appears on the block.
Shit.
Religion.
What an exciting story. where things happen.
But similar sort of vibes about religion and the moral state of the world that we live in.
Yeah.
We can't stray too far from that. Yeah.
It's all a white man's trick. Right?
A white dog man's trick.
White dog. Oh God,
that was funny.
What is this?
Fred was talking about the shitty white man's burden in this episode, I believe.
White man's burden. Yeah.
That was excellent.
I wonder if there's gonna.
I love going to Darren O's anytime,
Yeah.
honestly.
It's a trip.
There are a lot of episodes where I just, as I'm writing, I'm like, I can't fit any more in these jokes in this episode without like completely ruining my story. And then I just feel like Josh will have it covered. Josh will have the jokes covered.
Well, when your entire existence is a joke like me, it's easy.
Have we now had that said twice on the podcast, or was one of those in the
he
break?
said that when we were recording.
I think I said it to you earlier. Yeah.
He
had to get it in
He
there.
just is always saying that, honestly.
That's my catchphrase. Well, when your entire existence is a joke, and then the audience says, "Say the line, Bar."
It do be like that.
It do be.
They don't think it'd be like that, but it do.
But it.
Thanks, Lou Bega.
Oh, he's the scapegoat now.
Yeah.
All right.
It's because of the whole world's ruined because of Baconomics.
By the time Mambo number 5 trickles down, it'll only be like Mambo number 2.
This is a really good episode. I don't know if you guys know that.
If we just taxed the Mambo number 1%, then we'd be all right.
I know I just said it was a good episode,
Mambo number 1%.
but I meant that it was a great episode.
All-time bang.
I just that joke never gets told to me that we thought that he was dead. It just makes
to
me
this
laugh.
day, I don't know if he's
He
alive.
could be.
Yeah. I mean, even if he is alive,
Schrodinger's Lou Bega. I have no idea.
even if he is alive, what sort of existence is it?
Wow.
What kind of life is he living?
I mean, he reached the highs of hosting the Kids WB Saturday morning show.
That's pretty sick.
What's he
That's
doing
pretty
now
sick.
that could ever reach that same
Yep.
high, you know?
Yep.
That's a good gig.
Excellent story, my friend.
Hell yeah.
Thanks. Let's read a better one next.
Oh, God.
Well, well. On that note, let's go to a break so Jeff can write a story.
I got one. I wrote one.
Sounds like he wrote one.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'd like to apologise for my drunkenness from the past 2 parts of the episode. Today, no, not today, but this part, I will be much more reserved. I apologise for everything I said about you, and in the break when I said some very disparaging things about your siblings and your parents and basically your whole lineage. Jeff, would you like to read a story now?
I just muted him. I was like, I'm going to go give him a
Yeah, Josh and I went into a different call and played some Call of Duty or whatever.
And we come back and Rich is like, and another thing. Oh, you gumnut brick motherfucking twat.
The name of my story is The Missing Melody, Chapter 2, Dueling Dicks.
Oh, that was hard to say.
This guy's been out of his mind so long that they're condemning the place to put up a Jamba Juice, Noble. You really screwed the pooch on this one, if you'll excuse the disgusting kind of phrase, Jones had said to me. But I was just staring
It's Mayor
blankly
Tony
by them.
Stromboli.
Hardaway, a genuine lunatic of some kind, had tricked me into signing a legally binding contract for his private investigator services, and I didn't have a single witness to prove it. I was going to have to pay him no matter what at this point, and even worse, I may have had to actually let him investigate. Condemned? They haven't condemned my building yet. It turns out that they can't tear down a building if you keep removing all the condemned notices from the doors and windows. Little known fact, wait, did you say my mind? Hardaway blathered on stupidly. I wasn't really paying much attention to him either. I didn't sign that though. You gotta believe me! I finally cried out in frustration at Jones, gripping onto the lapels of his trench coat from my seat beside where he stood and basically dangling from them like a small terrified child, which I may as well have been by then. You saw the guest book thing. He tricked me. That can't be legally binding, can it? Legally binding enough for your dumbass, kid. Woo! Hardaway yelled out, while throwing his hands down low between his legs and then swinging them up into the air as if shooting a granny shot in basketball, since shooting normal hadn't been invented yet.
That's true.
Afraid so, kiddo, Jones said with a shake of his head and a slight smirk. This guy's gotten so many contracts that way. Got out of a restraining order once that way, too, if I remember right. Hey, you were stupid enough to sign it. I'm stupid enough to keep being within 500 feet of you, Hardaway said plainly.
This guy's insane. I love him.
As if he was laying down the winning fact in a court case and not spouting some of the least normal shit I'd ever heard in my entire life. Anyway, when do I get to poke around your house, Noble? You got anything good in the fridge? I'm talking high-class cuisine, like a full apple or maybe even a cheese.
A cheese.
I refuse! I refuse to be made a fool of! I paused, feeling my heart beating in my chest like a jackhammer. Both men had stopped posturing and were now looking straight at me. Whoa, Mac, calm down. I'm not leaving you on the hook with this escaped mental patient with a PI license he most assuredly should have had taken away by force years ago. I said I'm going to take the case, and I'm going to take the case, Jones said while waving a dismissive hand towards Hardaway. The other slid into the pocket of his coat casually as he leaned against the desk. We'll figure out how to void the contract with the laughing boy over here later. I got to imagine he misspelled law on there somewhere. That's the usual loophole. Oh, no you don't. Not again. I went over this bad boy with a fine-tooth comb this time. I even spelled detective right every single time, Hardaway explained, slapping Jones's hand away from him with an extremely ineffectual swing that barely connected. Jones looked at his hand and back to him with what I could only recognize as a mixture of pity and confusion. Hardaway continued, he signed the contract. I'm his dick. Case closed. He turned towards me jerkily and added, that's law talk, see? See what? I blurted out, but no one seemed to care.
Checks out.
Oh, I get it. You're like a little baby man. Like a full-on bitch maid who doesn't have the cojones to take on the challenge, eh? Jones said slyly, holding his hand up to examine his fingernails in the most staged nonchalance I'd ever witnessed outside of a high school play. To my absolute shock, Hardaway took the bait. What are you saying words at me right now? You didn't even pronounce cajones right.
Cajones!
I tried not to dwell on the fact that Hardaway, a seemingly Hispanic man, had pronounced it like that. The confusion was already at a fever pitch. I just didn't think I could handle it. What I'm saying is maybe we make it a competition. We'll both take the case, follow the leads, and whoever solves it first, that is, find Noble's completely out of his league missing lady and returns her home safe, will get the payment and the bragging rights. Jones's words landed on me like 10 tons of bricks. The most horrifying loss of my entire life was now being bandied about like a Parcheesi tournament trophy. Hardaway grinned a Grinchian grin and turned away, his hands clasped tightly behind his back, and that way that like a little kid does when they want to seem like they're deep in thought. He hummed and huffed to himself, simulating brain movement for our sakes. Wait! I cried out, but Jones simply looked at me from the corner of his eyes and shook his head at me with a reassuring smile. Before I'd even noticed it, he had slid a clipboard back into my hands with his contract on it. And without him even looking at me, he tapped his index finger on a specific line of text near the bottom of the first page and then withdrew his hand quickly. The text read, "Upon the signing of this agreement, all previous contracts and legal bindings related to or pertaining with the case to be investigated are hereby null and void upon signatory note acceptance of this contract." Now, in any other circumstance, this would have seemed incredibly bizarre in any contract, but after what I'd been through, and knowing this seemed to be Hardaway's M.O., it suddenly made horrible sense. I signed the contract as quickly as I could in a hasty scrawl. Jones quickly snatched the clipboard from me, slid it across his desk, and leaned back to shake my hand to seal the deal. I returned the shake with a silent thank you on my lips in gratitude. Hardaway's hand glommed on top of both of ours almost instantly, and he began shaking both of our hands up and down violently. "It's agreed, then. May the best dick win," he shouted, grinning with all of his teeth in the most insincere way I imagine you could do such a thing. When we all withdrew our hands back, he gripped onto his suspenders like an old-timey lawyer and let out a deep chuckle to himself.
Now I'm just an old-timey chicken boy.
And by that, I mean me, in case you didn't realize, because I'm the best dick. "You're a dick, all right," Jones said flatly. "Small, wrinkly, and full of piss."
Ew!
So I know we did all that silent nodding and stuff, but you're my actual private detective now, right? I asked Jones, feeling a deep, burning need to hear the words spoken, even if it made me seem like a complete moron in the process. Jones sighed a deep, heavy sigh. "What? What the fuck's going on here?" Hardaway snapped, looking between us like a dog trying to decide between two pieces of meat. Let's just do the stupid competition thing you think we're doing, all right?" Jones asked Hardaway flatly. "And how?" Hardaway added. "You guys want to sign my guest book to celebrate?" "No!" Jones and I both yelled simultaneously. We took Jones's car across town to my apartment. It was a 1957 Mercury Monterey in baby blue, and it made my nuts scrunch into my abdomen with how much more expensive it seemed than any car I'd ever even seen before. Hardaway kept threatening
Mercury Monterey.
Hardaway kept threatening to piss in the seats when we weren't looking. Jones made me turn around and watch him the entire way. I was wondering if it was too late to run off and join the circus. My apartment was pretty much exactly how the police had left it after their initial investigation. The living room was turned over, all the drawers open and emptied, all the cabinets in the kitchenette open, all the closets emptied with racks laying all over the floor, half-empty boxes strewn here and there. A crime scene. You know what a fucking crime scene looks like. Watch a movie.
Yeah, fair.
"This place looks like shit," was the first thing Hardaway said when I opened the door for the two of them. "You ever think about, I don't know, cleaning up after yourself? Pig."
Oh.
Jones shook his head. "It does smell like somebody hunked a dunk in the corner over there, Mac. You should at least crack the piggy bank for some aerosol spray or light a match for company." He paused, leaned towards Hardaway, sniffed, and then yanked back away from him. "Actually, my bad. We dragged in the carcass off the street." You're a real laugh riot, Jones. But you're the one who's actually the stinky guy. So there.
Wow.
Hardaway quipped in quotation marks back spitefully.
Wow.
Did your mother help with that comeback, Hardaway, or was she too tired from me breaking her back in half over your dad's side of the bed last night? I suppose she knows plenty about... What are you two talking about? I cried out, interrupting Jones, already at my wit's end with their constant bickering. Come on her back, Jones finished his quip quickly. Churlish, Hardaway added, crossing his arms and turning away. I placed my face in my hand and just wanted to keep it there forever, but I was trapped in this nightmare and I was trying to make it play out quicker to wake up sooner. Okay, how about we all have a look around? Maybe investigate something? The three of us split up and took different corners of the room to start from, even if there wasn't much room to investigate between us. I don't really know what I was doing then. I wasn't seeing anything I hadn't gone over 1,000 times already, and I didn't even know what to look for if I did. Hardaway picked up a photo of me and Melody from the mantel on the fireplace, tilting it left and right between his palms and craning his head side to side in the other direction. He finally called out across the room, "Hey, Noble, you sure this lady didn't just ditch your tiny shit? She's way out of your league, pal."
Damn, man.
Before I could work up the anger to lash out or push it back down into the pit of my stomach like usual, Jones spoke up. "Professional, jealous bitch over here." No, I get plenty of top shelf ass, Hardaway stated proudly, gesturing with the photo frame in his hand towards me. You just came a long way from Beppo back in high school or whatever her name was. You dated Superman's pet monkey? Jones asked, tilting his head and narrowing his eyes in disgust. Eloise! Her name was Eloise, and she was very pretty. I stammered out in frustration, trying to not look at the two of them interrupting the sanctity of my home and just mercilessly dunking on me. I suppose for story comedy reasons. I mumbly added, well, she had a good smile anyway. Yeah, for a mako shark, Hardaway murmured under his breath, shoving the photo frame back onto the mantel without looking back at it. The edge of the picture skidded across the faux marble directly into the side of the violin case that was planted in the center of the mantelpiece in the highest place of honor in our shared home. The case crashed unceremoniously into the scarred, creaky floorboards below with a crack that echoed off the high walls of the room like a gunshot had gone off. Oh, whoops and shit, Hardaway said without a hint of actual apology in his voice. I could feel the burbling, boiling rage building up inside of me. I stood perfectly still, eyes wide, mouth dropped, staring unblinkingly at the broken leather case on the floor between us. From the misshapen gap between the lid and the box, I could see the violin inside, and the shape of it, even in the deep shadows within, was distorted by the fall. I could tell. Suddenly the injustices of the world all felt too real, too close, too burning hot for me to push them down anymore. You fucking maniac! I screamed at the top of my lungs and lunged across the room at Hardaway, clasping my hands around his throat and causing the both of us to go sprawling over some half-filled cardboard boxes across the old haggard wooden floor and into the side of the couch with a horrid, loud bang. I said I'm sorry, shit! Hardaway screamed out with a breathless, raspy tone held in his throat by my hands. He grasped onto my arms and tried to pry them away from his throat to no avail, so he simply rolled his much larger weight over onto me and began to ram his knee into my side over and over, knocking the breath out of me worse and worse with each one. You didn't say sorry! You didn't say sorry at all! I cried out between rasping breaths, my fingers digging into his throat even harder now as he desperately flopped around trying to yank himself free from my grasp. Hey! A loud booming voice across the room jolted us both out of our fight-or-flight response at once. Hardaway yanked as hard as he could given the chance away from me, falling back onto his ass on the bare floor and gripping his neck where red finger marks of painful skin had been gouged into it. We both looked over to see Jones knelt down next to the violin, looking back at us over his shoulder. I don't mean to interrupt your homoerotic asphyxiation, fellas.
Yeah.
But if you have a second for the case, I do think I found a bit of a clue. A clue, Hardaway squawked out, his voice barely a croak. Could be, Jones said with an upward lilt, drawing his left hand up out of the violin case and revealing the busted violin from within it. The backing board was dangling off of it just enough to reveal the inside of the back. It's broken, I whispered, feeling something inside of me wither at the sight. That was the last thing I had of Melody's. Well, you still got this, Mac. Jones slid his fingers into the open gap between the pieces of the violin, and the sound of tape ripping could be heard inside, silence following. Both Hardaway and I exchanged glances almost instinctually at the absolute absurdity of the sound. Jones withdrew his hand, turning towards us to reveal a shimmering, jewel-studded golden cross, the size of a gas lantern dangling from the palm of his hand. A chain of similar-looking gold drooped from it and circled up and back around his hand at least once. Looks like it might be worth another violin, or maybe a fucking 1,000 of them. What the hell is that? I finally managed to choke out after several moments of silence, doing my best to scramble up to my feet and cross the chambers to where Jones now slowly stood up to his full height. I peered down at the cross and its chain with a combination of sheer awe and deep, utter confusion that left me dumbfounded in its wake. I couldn't tell you, but you could silence a lot of choir boys with what this thing is worth, Jones said stoically, peering over the cross as he turned it over in his hand. Nothing...
What are you, rich?
What?
What are you, rich?
Nothing written on it anywhere. Well, it's mine, right? Hardaway said, standing on the other side of Jones now, peering down at the cross with dollar signs appearing where his eyes should be, like a cartoon looking at a mountain of treasure. I found it, and finders keepers is 6/8 of the law or whatever, right?
It's true.
That means it's mine, and you two can suck a fart right out of my ass about it.
That is what they say.
I would put real money down that you don't even own the clothes that you're currently stinking through, Hardaway. Jones said flatly. You're telling me you think you own this cross that you found in my apartment and a violin that I own that you just destroyed? I growled out at Hardaway, teeth clenched, maybe a little bit of that burning rage from a minute or two coming back. We'll discuss it later if you'd like. I understand now might not be the best time, Hardaway said with a pleasant, placating smile.
God.
Didn't you say something about the violin at my office before this living tax audit cram it in, Noble?
Cram it.
Jones asked, looking down at me with genuine excitement I hadn't noticed on his face before. He really seemed to be into this case suddenly. Oh, yeah. It belonged to my girlfriend, Melody. She got it right before her dad passed away. A car accident. It's her most cherished possession, which is why it didn't make any sense that she'd leave without it. I expositioned again.
Yep.
I held out my hand for the cross, and Jones slid it into my palm gingerly, both of us not sure how fragile or not it was just yet. The heft of the thing was really sold its worth, though, if the glinting of dozens of jewels of every size and color on it didn't already. But why was this inside? Where did it even come from? Well, she was obviously hiding it, right? Hardaway asked, looking between us. You can't play a violin with a huge, heavy cross inside of it, so she for sure had to already know it was there. Did she have a second violin kicking around somewhere? Jones and I exchanged bewildered looks. What? I am a detective. I can detect. Goddamn, Hardaway spat out, his ego bruised at our reaction. Get real.
We're suing!
I cleared my throat. Well, yeah, she kept this one on display because it was her father's last gift. The one she played every day with the orchestra is missing, or she took it with her, whatever. It's gone. I can't even hazard a guess what this thing is worth, Noble. Jones tapped one of the blue jewels near its center with his middle finger knuckle. I actually know a guy who can help us here. He's a friend of mine. Ha ha ha! In your fucking face, Jones, you rat bastard! Hardaway called out,
Christ.
snatching the cross from my hand and holding it up to the light. Hey! I yelled out and tried to reach for it, but he placed a hand on my forehead and kept me at bay like a middle school bully. holding the cross in the air above his head. What cum gutter do we have to shit ourselves down to find someone who'd be your friend without being tricked into signing for it anyway, Jones said.
True.
Oh, it's a quality establishment, don't you worry. Lots of history and tons of accommodations, Hardaway said proudly. The cell door of the visitors center at Terminal Heights Correctional Facility East slammed shut as we walked through, the guard locking it up tight behind us. I glared daggers at Hardaway the entire ride there, through the entire security check, and showed no signs of stopping anytime soon. What? I was obviously misdirecting you before. It's called dramatic irony. Read a Shakespeare, Hardaway blogged.
Read a Shakespeare.
The only thing that's surprising me about any of this is that someone in prison would be your friend. They usually get those kind of ideas rehabilitated or beaten out of them by now, Jones said flatly, shrugging afterwards. But if he can help like you say he can, I'd be happy about it. Of course he can. He was a pretty famous antiques appraiser before he met me, Hardaway boasted once more. A shame, really. What? I asked, but before I could get an answer, the metal door on the other side of the room let out a loud steel ring and then slid open, revealing a small man wearing glasses with thinning hair and a mustache. He walked over with handcuffs keeping his hands in front of him, his black and white striped jumpsuit drooping off of his small frame. The guard that escorted him in uncuffed one of his arms and recuffed it to the end of a metal bar attached to the center of the table. He then stepped back away into the corner. The small mustached man glared daggers at Hardaway even harder than I did, but remained silent. I began, coughing and clearing my throat a few times to try to prompt the small man to begin talking, but he never did. Jones took the lead instead. Pardon us for intruding upon your paying your debt to society and all, Mike. But we got some questions for you about an antique we happened upon recently. Hardaway said here that you're the man to ask. The small man never took his eyes off Hardaway. Oh, did he? Did he? Did he also tell you that he's the reason I'm in here to begin with? Did he bother?
No.
Oh, that old chestnut again, Hardaway spat out. Look, mister, I prodded, having not been paying a whole lot of attention to what Hardaway had to say on the ride over here and not learning the name yet. Renzi. Marcello Renzi, the man said, with burning hatred in his eyes and not much inflection in his voice. Mr. Renzi, I continued, we don't mean to bother you. I know that Mr. Hardaway put you in prison for your crimes, but he was my private eye, kid. I paid him to help me clear my name, Renzi screamed out, slamming his free hand down on the table between us with a heavy metallic thud. Renzi, you did it! What do you want from me? Hardaway cried out in return.
That's all he did. He did it.
Throwing his hands up in the air, defeated. What the hell does that matter? I paid you to clear my name and you give the police the murder weapon? You're a goddamn fool, Hardaway, Renzi screeched out. I quickly looked over at the guard in the corner of the room. He was paying no attention, single-mindedly playing with one of those ball in a cup toys, trying and failing over and over to flip it up into the cup.
So fun.
All right. That's enough of whatever dumb shit this is now. I wasn't really paying attention. Jones interrupted the argument. He slid his hand into his trench coat and returned with 3 photographs of the cross we had taken and had developed over lunch before coming here. It was actually kind of a long time between Hardaway's setup for his switcheroo joke and us arriving here, but it really would have ruined the momentum of the reveal of the prison if I had told you about us going to the McClear's diner and ordering a late lunch, having coffee, slice of pie. It was all pretty decent, though.
Deece.
Jones continued. We need to know about this cross. We found it stuffed inside of the little guy's missing girlfriend's violin box. You're an expert on this kind of thing. You tell us what we're looking at. And why the fuck should I? Renzi said with a grimace. His girlfriend probably deserted his dumb ass anyway.
Damn.
Why does everyone keep saying that? Why does everyone keep saying that? I groaned out twice to Jones, who waved me off with an upturn of his lip. This is probably your last chance in a long time to do some antique archaeology, Renzi. Unless you want to go ruins diving up some old guy's bee-hole on cell block 9 before digging up his fossil and polishing it. You should probably take the opportunity, Jones said plainly. What is this man saying? Hardaway asked, looking at me for answers. I shrugged, not really knowing myself. The whole prison assault thing wasn't really widely known back then or whatever. I know stuff, though. I'm worldly. Fuck you. It was society's fault. Renzi deeply frowned, his brow furrowing. Fine, let me see. He peered over the photos on the table in front of him. Suddenly his eyes became wide and he shuffled through the three of them over and over, each swap more feverish than the last. He looked up at us, wide-eyed, and snatched one of the photos off the table to hold up to us. He pointed to it with a handcuff to the table, rattling the chain loudly. Do you know what the fuck this is? You little pea-brained fuckers have bum-fucked stumbled blindly into the cross of El Dorado? What the fuck? Jones, Hardaway, and I all exchanged blank glances. Holy shit, you don't know what it is. He dropped the photo and leaned back in his seat. You morons have $100,000 Catholic relic in your one-bedroom apartment, and you don't even know what you have? I'm in prison for a murder that I probably maybe didn't commit, maybe. Trying not to polish any bones at all. And you three have a fortune in your goddamn third-floor walk-up? I'm gonna kill myself. $100,000? Hardaway screeched out like a schoolgirl seeing a Hello Kitty for the first time, gripping the metal table in front of him and rocking back and forth. Are you fucking shitting my dick out of my ass right now?
These fucking period phrases you're coming up with.
They do use this all the time.
So good.
Still not yours, I added plainly, my own jaw on the floor, however. Not yet, Hardaway whispered. What? I asked.
What?
Nothing, he responded. Hey, fellas, do me a real quick favor and shut the fuck up, Jones said at both of us, instantly humbling me and assumedly not doing anything to Hardaway. One of us has got to use some brain power today, and it's unfortunately looking like it's got to be me. You're talking like this cross is like internationally known treasure, some kind of like religious relic like the prompt we got given for this story?
Yeah! Ding, ding, ding!
What is the Cross of El Dorado? It is internationally known, Mac, Renzi responded. It's part of a set of jewels called the El Dorado 7. Legend has it that they're the last remaining pieces from the golden city of El Dorado itself. They were forged and given to the conquistadors being led by Hernan Cortez as a peace offering, right before Cortez and his men slaughtered the natives wholesale, which is seen as a good thing during this time period. Go Cortez.
Yeah.
It seems weird to add that to the story, but go on, Jones added. The whole set of 7 relics is worth over $1 million. That's on the low end of estimates. You could set yourself up for life by getting those together, gentlemen, Renzi stated plainly. This isn't some trinket that falls out of the busted violin that some skeezer left behind after she dumped her cuck boyfriend. Damn. I'm gonna lose it, Jones, I said through gritted teeth. Hardaway patted me on my shoulder softly, which surprised me enough that it did calm me down. I looked over at him with a shocked expression and he just shook his head, like an it's not worth it kind of thing. I was confused, but since it was the first non-insane thing he'd ever done, it was in a good way. That'll be all, Mac. Thanks for the cooperation. Jones stood up and motioned for the other two of us to follow, which we did almost instinctively. If we have any further questions, we'll look you up. You're probably not doing much productive. I'm plotting a way to murder Hardaway once I get out, he said with a demented smile crossing his features.
Jesus.
Oh, get over yourself, Hardaway responded. Turned to walk away, then spun around quickly and flipped into double birds before spinning around again and walking away from the table.
All right, he's growing on me.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Renzi, I said as I stood up, bowing a little in deference before softly adding, you probably shouldn't do murders, though. They caught you once. You're not very good at it. Oh, now the cuckold is making jokes. Great. This is where I'm at now. Cool. Renzi facepalm, elbows on the table in front of him. Get fucked, I added as we left. Well, what now? Hardaway asked as we stood next to Jones's expensive-ass car outside the prison, piddling around aimlessly for the moment. We got a super expensive-ass cross, a lead to a bunch of super expensive ass whatevers that points to a legend that probably doesn't even exist. Are we just kind of fucked here or what? I hate to agree with you, but this might be a we're fucked kind of situation at the moment, Jones replied, hands shoved into his coat pockets. The pigs won't help. They'll just confiscate the cross and spend the profits on disenfranchising a black neighborhood or getting better makeup to hide their wives' black eyes.
Oh my god.
I don't really have anybody to ask about this kind of thing on retainer or nothing either. I interrupted, then stood there silently, my hands wringing together in front of me as I tried to put my thoughts together. I could feel two sets of eyes burning into me as I took my time, but tried to put them out of mind until I forced the words out. I know where we go next. Oh damn, we got a junior detective on our hands, Jones said with a knowing smirk, nodding towards me. Hardaway grinned in return. The two of them seemed to know something I didn't about why that was funny, but I pushed on. One time, a couple years ago, Melody took that violin to get restrung at a music store downtown. The ticket for it was still in the case along with the violin, I said as I fished into my blazer's inside pocket and returned with a small pink ticket stub with black faded printing on it which read Montrose Music in a swooping font. Let's fucking kill him, Hardaway said blatantly without much hint of excitement or of joking. No, dipshit. We're going to question him so we can continue the investigation. You're always jumping to step 8 when we're back here on step 5, Jones opined. You're right, my bad, Hardaway responded anachronistically. I softly questioned.
Now it's, yeah.
I softly questioned, wait, murder is on the step list we're following? To be continued.
It always is, kid. Yeah, I love this. This is so ridiculous. I love it.
It's very very anachronistic, like our favorite Adam Frankenstein, who is dead.
Yeah, who definitely is dead.
I had to bring something of his stories into this to tide everybody over since he's dead now.
I like when the guy says, cool. That's probably like the least anachronistic one there is. I bet, because like people were using
cool. It was like from the 40s, actually.
Yeah.
And this is 57, so.
Yeah.
I like the dynamic you've got here between the characters.
Thank you.
I do too.
I think that's my favourite bit about it so far.
It is a character piece. It's entirely based on the audience liking the characters one way or another.
They fucking better.
Whoa!
You love what, Josh?
Hard dick. Hardaway.
Hardaway is... I knew he was going to be the fan favorite while I was writing this one, especially, because he is completely fucking out of his mind.
Yeah, he's still a dick, but he's a dick in the best way.
He actually... He held it together, this one, which is... That's more than I thought he could do, you know?
There was a moment of humanization in this where he actually showed concern for Noble. It was sweet.
He wants to kiss him, I think. I'm going to start writing the fanfic right now.
It would be really funny if our next episode was just Josh wrote a fanfic for my story.
Hot gay sex.
The prompts...
Don't do that, John.
The prompts really matter in this story, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, I have an end point that the story is going to get to, but every step along the way is going to be informed by the prompts you guys are giving, so none of you can fucking bitch about them being shoehorned in anymore.
I focused my whole story around them as well.
Suck my dick.
Well,
All right.
In the words of Cal Noble, get fucked.
Get fucked.
well, on that note, let's close the book.
It's always the stinky sound now.
It's a stinky book on this week's stories. Prompt generator, which I definitely didn't do in advance, is X's by Sasquattimus.
Like the letter or the...
As in the ex-partners.
Yeah,
Okay.
ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-partner.
and Dynamite by Israeli Donut. I would have liked to have put those prompts together in a few times in my life, if you know what I'm saying.
Yup.
Murder is on the step list that we're doing.
Step 8? Yes.
The only bad part about burning your bridges is that those fuckers aren't on it when you do it.
That's right. Unless they are.
Unless they are.
Don't look up the Tacoma Narrows Bridge incident, fellas.
Yeah, well, Jeff definitely isn't looking it up because all you would hear is giant man hands. Boom, 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 boom.
Look, they don't make a computer keyboard my size.
Donkey Kong.
I just punch it. I have to punch the fucking keyboard like like Sean Connery said.
Punch the keys.
Punch the keys, for God's sakes.
If you heard those prompts and you were like, man, those are good, but I can do better because I'm a super listener, then you need to head over to patreon.com/storylords and support us there. We have, real talk, lost a lot of patrons recently.
Woohoo!
And we're doing something right, baby.
I imagine
it has
it's
something to do with two hosts not giving me their stories to post for several months. Maybe that has something to do with
I don't see how that's related.
I don't know. That sounds made up.
It sounds as made up as Adam Frankenstein being dead.
Dead.
He's dead, everybody. I don't know what to tell you.
But yeah, if you support us, you get access to loads of
Enjoy your
other...
new detectives. We used 2.5 of them in the store.
You get a lot of other content. You get access to the Discord. Also, disclaimer on that. If at any time you join and you can't get access to the Discord, it's not our fault. Discord does not work very well with Patreon anymore. So it doesn't allow you to use the link.
Shoot us
so
a
every
message.
time, just shoot us a message, which is what loads of people have done, and we generate a link to you, and I change the rank just manually, and that's fine. It's annoying, but it's fine.
That's not all you do manually.
Yeah. I'm good with my hands. So head over to patreon.com/storylords and please, please, please support us there, or up your pledge, or, just be nice. Just be nice. Or I'll fucking kill you.
Oh, God, he's losing it.
Hardaway has joined the fucking conversation.
Storylords is also on YouTube, so you can like, comment, subscribe, do a re-listen there. At some point, Jeff is probably going to read out the Storylords comments from last week. That would be great.
Thanks for the heads up.
That's all right. Storylords.page. Wait a minute. Jeff's doing it right now.
No. No.
I did hear it.
No.
Storylords.page or storylords.card.co. You can get access to the episode art, info about the show, all that sort of stuff. Leave us reviews on iTunes. We always read them. I'll pass over to Reese's now to do the shout out to the Patreon fans, because that's what he loves to do.
This is my favorite part of this stupid fucking show.
Whoa.
Thanks, Reese's.
Yes, good. Welcome again to another time I have to read names, the show. If you're not familiar, this is when I read all of the names that people who pay us lots of money to hear their names. But I, Reese's the Wise, have spiced it up a bit by giving you more than you paid for by today telling you how you're going to die. Lord of Lords, Squid Ludwig. Squid Ludwig, I have bad news. You die trying to swim across a hot tub after eating too many mushrooms. Except they were just pizza mushrooms, so they're still investigating that one. Concubine of Lord Stephen. Stephen, you die of explosive gonorrhea, which is like explosive diarrhea, but explosive number 2, it's explosive number 3. Josh Henderson, lover 69, you die of dehydration from kissing. Hooch, you die of something called fairy limb. It's when your limbs get really small and you can't jerk off and you die because of it. Werewolf bar mitzvah, you die of goblin burn. You stay around goblins and you get a rash, and they're weird, like dirty skin gets all over you, and it burns really bad. It's kind of like a sunburn, but green. Gordon Ream, you die from a road rage incident from a troll. And he throws an axe at your head. And that's it. Sorry. Pretty cool, though. The brothers Anderson, John Anderson, we'll do him first. He dies of reading too much, which you can die from, because he's a scholar. He's a lore master, so he reads until he dies. The brother Anderson, Timmy, I think his name is. He dies of mojo blood. It sounds fun, and it is fun. It's like being high, and then you die from it because you're like, woo, you got too much mojo. Anthony Stoker dies of a astral projection accident. His astral body gets sent into another realm by the psychopomps, and then his body just withers away like the king from Lord of the Rings, except a little bit harder, I would say. Chris Bauso, you die from celestial cramps. That's when you get your period, and you're like, but Reese's, trust me, it is non-gender specific. You can get it. Rena Kemp, you die from botched werewolfism. You go to a back alley werewolf, and he botches the bite, and then you just bleed out and you die. I'm sorry. You would have been a good werewolf. Pez King, you die of eating too much what you think is Pez, but it's really, they're sprees. Do you guys remember those? You can choke on them, and that's how you die. You choke on a spree, but you're a Pez King, so it's kind of ironic. Coincidental? I don't know. Ratty IRL, well, since you're a rat, you die of the hantavirus. And, of course, we have Malinite, a non-bone car accident. Just a regular, depressing car accident. Stay safe. Don't get in a non-bone car. Okay, back to the British guy.
Reese's, calm down.
Yeah. I mean...
Fuck. In the words of your character, fuck you, Jeff.
They do be saying that, though.
Sassy today, buddy. Jesus.
Jeff, would you like to read some comments from our last episode?
Sure. We forgot to do that last time, so I'll jump back to episode 81, Apothecaries and Jet Skis. We have a comment here from Squid Ludwig, who says, we didn't get any Daranos or Jeff stories last time, so imagine my absolute joy to discover this time we got both, and actually double Daranos. 3 exclamation points.
Wow.
What?
Wow. What a lovely backhanded compliment that was.
Whoa. Fucking bitter Bob over here fucking strikes again.
Bitter Bob.
He didn't say something nice about my fucking story from last time. Blah.
Yeah, double Daranos. Absolutely great. Yay.
Jesus fucking Christ. 4NZ1.
It's a lose-lose this podcast, boys.
4NZ1 says, boom, baby. Thanks for reading my comment, Lords. You're welcome. I did it again.
We did it again, yeah.
Nice.
Ace Wizard says, yeehaw.
I feel like we read that one, or Ace Wizard does that every time.
Start shooting my 6-shooters, and it causes no less than 4 Batmen to happen. This Ace Wizard murdering rich parents left and right.
Well, they had it coming.
Yep.
Thomas Martin says, ooh, can we get a Daranos fantasy map poster for sale someday?
Oh.
I'm not much of a map maker, but maybe.
I love cartography.
Maybe you should make the map then.
Maybe I should.
Fucker. Wizard Scroll 69 says, always a treat when one of the lords creates a random new island off the coast of Daranos. Especially when jet skis are involved. ... looking eye emoji. Oh, Squid Ludwig 87 left another comment here.
Oh, is he gonna lose it though? Is Rich gonna be okay?
No, he fucking compliments Rich so he can stop bitching.
Okay, thank you.
Squid Ludwig says, Jeff, this story is ridiculous and rootin' tootin' in the best ways. I laughed, I cried from laughing, I threed, I laughed because I threed, and then I just cried in shame.
Wow.
So a usual Daranos experience. And then I got another one from Josh, and that one was as sweet as it was hilarious. I was 3 hydrated by the end of this episode.
Oh, that's a term I don't want to learn.
Don't think I'm letting you out of this, Rich. Your setting is so fun, like a mad scientist fused the corpses of Venture Brothers, The Incredibles, and My Hero Academia together into a Cerberus of entertainment and suspense.
Oh, thank
Cerberus, nice.
I just wish we had art of all the characters you've invented, but the season is still young. Are you trying to make an even bigger dramatis personae document than last season? LOL.
I would
merch.
I wouldn't possibly create more characters for a story for a season. Why would I possibly do that? That sounds like way too much work. Says the person who's already done 3 stories that aren't in the separate story at the moment.
This guy's got a problem. And moving on to episode 82, Trenchcoats and Unexpected Guests. We only have 3 comments on this. Get your shit together, everybody. Ace Wizard says, I love trekking with my boys. What do you mean this is the wrong podcast?
Don't confuse me.
4NZ1 is back. It says, whoop-de-doo, I love you, Story Lords.
Telling you, it's all this. I love it. Keep it coming.
Silverado has written a story longer than Rich's in this comment section.
In the comment? Wow.
Awesome.
I cannot for the life of me read all this.
Just skim and read the highlights.
Josh's story is fun, as I usually imagine them as an anime a la Slayers and 90s era anime fantasy. I miss the 90s. I love it when y'all dunk on them Repub conserves. You know it's coming, and it's like a literal RKO.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the details in the scenes between the scenes amongst all y'all's writing. Y'all set up the action and get the plot moving along well. The dialogue on Josh's story was like listening to an episode of Alvin and the Chipmunks. The 2015 CG Chipmunk show has a surprising amount of conversation, like if Kevin Smith wrote the...
Is that good?
What are you writing? What is this?
I don't. Is this ChatGPT?
It could not be.
No.
I think of Jeff's stories as a North American animated cartoon. As for Rich's, I think of them if it's running on a PS3 era Fallout game engine. Speaking of Rich, Internet is pretty good.
Yeah.
The sick burns are always a fun time. We never know when the listener will catch fire, but also that's part of the fun. However, it's a safe bet that the truly immoral people will catch most of the strays. It's like Rich could be a late-night host who articulates the temperature of the day's politics into a series of hilarious observations.
Yeah,
that's good.
Thank you. I like that. Maybe I can take over.
You haven't been fired yet, though.
Boy, it goes on. It goes on and on and on. Thank you, Silverado. That was a lot, and we appreciate it.
We do. All right.
Go read it.
Thank you for all of those. Leave some for this episode, please. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Have it on in the background while you're making love to your best pal.
You're not even in a relationship. Just fucking your friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what makes the world go round now.
That's the best way.
That's the Story Lord's way.
If you can't high five at the end, what are you doing?
Thank you as always to Vidison for the use of their music. We love you, Greg. You can find out more about Vidison at vidison.card.co, or you can just text me and I'll give you his number, because me and him are doing it on the regs. So
555-6969.
Neither of you fucking punk ass chumps have Greg's number like I do. Don't even pretend.
I could have it.
I got his number.
7.5 inches.
He would give you his phone number in a heartbeat. He loves you guys.
I don't need his phone number. I need his bone number.
I could get his number off any.
It has to be a joke.
I could get
in Daranos, right? Shut up! Bone phone has to be a joke somewhere in Daranos already, doesn't it?
It will be next week. That's the prompt, I think.
Bones and phones. Right.
Drunky, you can talk now.
No, the moment's passed. I'm done. So,
Show's over.
thank you for listening. We love you all. Even if I do make fun of you relentlessly, but that is the way that English people bond. If you don't like it, I guess you can just fuck off. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, fuck off, you twats!